Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 6, Episode 6, where we watch Shark Academy, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
This is Brian.
Noah Singer.
Hey, this is James.
Max Aladon.
If this is your first time joining us, we watch a different reality show each week where we figure out if it's good, bad, and discuss it in minute detail. Brian, what show do we watch this week?
We watched Shark Academy on Discovery Plus. Dr. Riley Elliott is a renowned shark scientist. 8 men and women embark on an intense 6-week crash course to secure a coveted crew spot on Dr. Riley Elliott's next-gen shark driving expedition. Ooh.
That was a rough one for
Next
A
gen.
little bit.
They're really throwing a lot at you there.
Yeah.
Isn't this that Paul Walker movie? Seems like it. Yeah.
you. No, this is the one with Keanu Reeves.
John Wick?
Yeah, that one. All right, so this is kind of an interesting show. It's on Discovery Plus. I don't know if you can watch episode 1 outside Discovery Plus, so maybe a little inaccessible somewhat. But it's part of Shark Week this month, and it's also somewhat of a beast for Beast Month. You know, sharks are beasts. Maybe
The beast of the sea, the apex predator.
yeah.
They made several documentaries about this, titled Jaws 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
What happened to 4? The
Was there a
one,
4?
third one was in 3D though. You know.
Jaws
that's true.
3D.
I really never saw Jaws 3D. It seemed like too
I've
much.
only ever seen the first one.
I'm glad they took the opportunity to do 3D for 3, unlike the Fast and Furious movie where it's like Fast 8, or they didn't do Fate of the Furious. Just that.
Yeah. That's not the only one that has committed such a crime.
Oh, Bad Boys also
The
did
Bad
it.
Boys is the worst one, I think.
Yeah.
4 life for 3. Come on.
What was the Independence Day? It was
ID 4
2.
2.
all right. Let's get to the show. So, essentially, it's a competition reality show, but no one gets kicked off, which is very interesting.
I
there
love
could
this.
be only one winner.
But there's still only one winner. So there's this Dr. Riley Elliott. He's some sort of shark researcher, and he's doing the show to make money so he can whatever. And potentially somebody at the end of the
I
show.
can tell you why.
Okay.
I've been in deep on the corner in this guy.
Thank God.
Okay. Well, we'll get to you in a second. Hold on.
Yeah. Finish up.
So he's got a team of 4 people, which we'll go over who they are. And he's putting these 8 people through the gauntlet of how to do shark research, and he'll pick one of the 8 contestants to win at the end. And why don't you tell us what's going on in the internet corner, Noah?
Yeah. So Riley Elliott, I'm very torn about this guy. He seems legit, but there's some things that give you some doubt.
Hit me.
So he goes by Dr. Riley Elliott.
He's not a doctor.
Correct.
He
but
claimed
it's-
to have a PhD per
Yeah.
the show.
So he did enroll in a PhD program, but on his LinkedIn nor on his own website does it ever say he completed it. The language they use is, presently through his PhD at University of Auckland, and it also shows not completed on LinkedIn. So I don't know if this is a wink wink doctor.
Maybe he's getting his doctorate.
Since 2012.
You know, sometimes it takes a while.
It sure can. It sure can. What also stands out, so he does a lot of sponsorship work, being the Shark Man. So that looks like how his main revenue stream. He's a shark guy, and people want to be like, hey, do you want to he's a Mazda guy, he's a Microsoft guy. It's like, you can do these incredible things, buy a Mazda, buy a Microsoft.
Yeah. Obviously, he's on Shark Week. Obviously, he's hawking for money. That is clearly what this show's about.
And so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he really loves this stuff, and he's great. The donate now button on his page does not work to donate to the Conservancy for Sharks. It links to a broken PayPal page.
Oh, he must have just been too successful. He doesn't need it anymore.
Could be.
Well, Discovery is just going to fund him for the whole year.
And when you click to reach out to his management, it goes to build a website with Squarespace. So there's a couple things here which makes me feel like it's a House of Cards a little bit,
Okay.
and this guy is just really good at selling his Australian shark story.
I
I
think he's from New Zealand.
You are correct.
Either way, this House of Cards has fallen. Like, there's no semblance of anything right
he
now.
could just not be a tech guy.
Yeah, this House of Cards got Kevin Spacey.
I think
Whoa.
Ooh, man.
I think he's just not a tech guy. Like, he's
Could be.
not actively like on his website, make sure all this stuff works. He paid somebody and they fucked it up. Like, he's not out building websites. He's out there researching fucking sharks.
no, I'm not blaming him for like trying to do this. I don't think he did it himself either. But you got to spend like more than $5 on this.
Like, he has a decent Instagram. He's got 44,000 followers, 44,000 and a half to be fair. And he links to RileyElliott.com, and that's where I'm looking at this information. So yeah, could totally be just out in the wilderness, like doing his thing, and kudos to him. But like scratching beneath the surface, there just leads to some questions.
Well, the PhD thing is a little weird. But in the show, he claimed he has a PhD. He doesn't like, so just because it's not anywhere on the internet doesn't mean he doesn't have one. He's called a doctor. Like, you got to be a real narcissist asshole to call yourself a doctor without a PhD.
I mean, that exists, or it's like, yeah, I have my doctorate in theology or some shit.
Yeah, but he would have a doctorate in shark research. So he's not trying to say that he's like a medical doctor.
Anyway, regardless of if Dr. Riley is a sham or not, how about that rest of the show?
All right, the deep on the internet corner, tweet at us. Maybe you should tweet at him, ask him if he's really a PhD.
Yeah, please help us out. Like, I really want to believe this guy's legit. Like, I'm really rooting for it, but I just wish there was more evidence.
I have a proposal for you. Maybe you're not looking for the right guy. Maybe you gotta search for Elliot Riley.
I will try. You know, in New Zealand, everything's backwards, so
Yeah.
you know, who knows?
All right, so part of the crew, that his shark crew, got Andre Musgrove. He makes his intro in the show shirtless, ferrying all the contestants to the boat that everyone's going to stay at. Good intro. Then we got Captain Jonathan Zeitlo. He's like not in the show at all. Other
Yeah,
than
barely in the show.
his
Yeah.
intro. Then we got Corey Burkhart, which seems to be the number 2 of O'Reilly. They talk about the contestants a lot. And then we got Matt Smirkall. He's also barely in the show. Don't know anything about him.
I mean, he had a little bit of a angry moment. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, these seem to be like legit people. Like, they're the people.
You're talking about his crew,
Yeah, the
right?
crew.
Yeah.
They like, it seems like they're doing actual shark research, which we'll get into.
Well, and it seems like the key thing with these guys is their crew is like each of them has like their specialty, right? Like one's the behaviorologist or whatever. I don't know the right terms for these things.
No,
one is the something or other data field science gatherer, something. I don't know.
Yeah, one's like a behaviorologist. It's very Ocean's 11, where everybody has their assigned thing.
I mean, there's like an assigned thing, and then like everyone just does everything because like there's only 4 of them.
Right.
Well, it's like in spaceships. You know, you bring up the physicists, the
engineer.
biologists, and then they all gotta like make lunch.
Yeah, it's like Armageddon.
Yeah.
Really going deep on the pop culture this week. So essentially what happens is all these 8 contestants come and they go to this boat that everyone's staying in. So there's like probably like 3 or 4 rooms here, which 2 rooms the contestants stay in, which is like a 4-person bunk. The women are in one, the guys are in the other. And so let's intro some of these people. So we got Juliana. She's 33. She's a PR consultant. Where's she from, James?
Very Miami.
What makes her very Miami, James?
This first episode, it comes across very much.
Attitude.
There's a certain attitude carrying, confidence speaking. It's her way. She's taking the lead. She's gonna talk and she's gonna like be loud and be very visible.
So it's not the fact that she wears bikinis and brought a change of clothes with her while she was researching.
I mean, that's not like that is also very Miami, but it's really the persona that she brings, her presence, that really speaks the Miami volumes.
All right. Then after we met Juliana, we meet Randy.
Mhm.
He's 23. He's from Detroit.
Detroit.
during the show, he wears a shirt that says Detroit with a question mark.
I kind of like Randy. He seems pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like
I would chill with Randy.
he seems very like really into it.
Yeah.
Like, he is really cool to be here. I feel like.
Then we got Cassidy,
Oh, Cassidy.
31. She's a fashion account manager
Oh, boy.
from New York.
New York.
She has 200 dives, but she's never lived on a boat before.
No,
we-
she's never
lived.
lived on a boat.
I said lived on a boat.
Okay.
He did say it.
Never lived on a boat. That's what
Okay.
I said. That's what I wrote down.
Clarifying for
we-
the audience.
We all heard on the show that she's never been on a boat before. But
You
that
guys were
was-
so ready because we had this mistake when we were watching the show. You guys were just so ready for the joke that you just weren't listening to Chris.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Uh,
But yeah, has not lived on a boat before, but
Uh,
brought so many outfits to the first expedition.
She brought 2 giant suitcases worth
She works in
onto
fashion.
the boat.
She's
Yep.
playing a part.
Was she here for the right reasons?
Oh, who knows?
I don't know if she trusts the process.
Yeah, we got to trust the process.
Is she here for love or just stardom?
Then we got Brad. He's 35. He's an quote unquote professional actor from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have an internet corner?
He's
Noah?
wait.
This
also
guy's
on the show,
all
he's
over
a
the
tennis
place.
guy, right?
He's
Oh,
tennis
yeah,
guy.
he
won
was
an NCAA
college
championship.
guy. So the internet corner is really sparse on the show. One fun fact: there's not even an IMDb entry on this show. It does not exist. This show really just doesn't exist on the internet.
It's very new. July 11th on
Okay.
Discovery Plus. So no one has Discovery Plus except for Brian somehow.
Thanks,
so like- Brian, explain to us how you have Discovery Plus.
Well, they kept emailing me that like, hey, like you can save money in your plan by just changing it. And I looked at it and I was like, huh, I can get like Discovery Plus, Disney Plus, like all for free, like with like a couple extra dollars.
Where?
Verizon.
Verizon. You didn't
Yeah.
explain Verizon.
Oh,
you were
sorry,
just
I
like,
said
I
that.
could save money on my plan, like your
Yeah.
homeowner's insurance, your
Yeah.
your gas plan, like your car plan. Like
Isn't
what?
that like the Jake from State Farm discount or something? Or no, it's the Aaron Rodgers discount.
The
Did you
discount
get the
double
Aaron-
check? Yeah.
just like
Are we sponsored by Verizon this week or State Farm?
apparently?
Little bit of
Yeah,
both.
send them the bill.
Just give me the money. Like, come on.
Happy Toyotathon, everyone.
So like I've never seen I like calling yourself a professional actor from LA. Like I don't know. I just don't believe that.
Every barista I've had in LA was a professional actor.
Yeah, exactly.
No shade. Keep,
so then
keep chasing your dream.
Keep going.
he's chasing his dream right now.
Man, Max really tried to save himself there.
No, I'm beyond saving. I'm already aware.
All right. Then we've got Ren. She's 24. She's from Fiji, and she dropped out of high school because it was too square.
Yeah.
Ren
She
rules.
didn't say square.
Yep.
She visibly drew the square old school style.
Yeah, she can't be put in that box.
Very Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say about her.
Down to earth.
I feel like the producers selected her for show because she's gonna be crucial to like create a little bit of drama, interesting enough, a little bit different from like some of the other people, not like quite as what you might expect. So I feel like she's just gonna stir it up a little bit and just be entertaining. But like does stand like a very legit chance. Like she looked like pretty legit, like not to discredit her by any means.
It does seem to me like it's one of those diversity, like we got to make this more of a diverse crowd. And like it seems like a very, not to be really racist, a very white dream. Like you want to work with sharks, and you got to dig a little deeper to find to get your reality TV, diverse cast coming.
Maybe, but like I gotta imagine that like I don't know the geography of sharks, but like I assume Fiji, there's some like marine life and things
Oh,
going
yeah.
on. Like it doesn't seem
Oh,
totally outlandish.
it's
So,
definitely like we're
yeah.
looking at Austin. He's 27. He's from Salt Lake City. He's afraid of the ocean. Like, we're going. You're going a little deep here.
Pulling somebody who dies from Fiji is a perfectly reasonable choice.
No, yeah, I'm just being very.
I can't believe Austin got that dive certificate. Have we gone over Austin officially? We gotta.
Yeah, let's just go over them now.
Yeah. All the information we just told you about Austin, plus what?
Well, he's never been in an ocean before at all before the show. He's never seen marine life before.
He
'cause
did when he was like 5, but he goes diving in a crater in Utah.
Yeah, which is nuts.
No
And
animal life.
He was struggling on the show, but he was scared to get in the ocean. There's definitely parts of the shark thing that he just did not do well with. But I have faith in him. I think he'll do it.
Yeah.
You gotta have some drama in episode 1.
Okay, how much of this drama do you think was fake?
I don't
Or should
think
we
it
get
was
into that later?
fake. It was just overhyped.
70% was fake or overhyped.
Yeah, that's fair. I think like he was legit scared of the ocean. Actually, probably the sharks. Not
Yeah.
scared. I don't know.
Quick update on the corner, so I think we're gonna get somewhere. Discovery.com does list out each contestant's full name, which is catnip. So giddy up.
The internet corner is on the hunt.
Oh yeah.
All right. After we got Austin, we got Sophia. She's 24. She's a dive instructor from Fort Lauderdale. Would you say that Fort Lauderdale, like somebody from Fort Lauderdale, has a different, like, she's not like very Miami. Like there's
It's
a
true, no.
very big difference,
I
even
think
though there
Sophia
are
comes
like,
across as very Fort Lauderdale. I'm just gonna go ahead
So-
and say that. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna ride with it because here's the thing: much more reasonable personality coming across. Seems like she knows her shit. Has been around the marine life. Knows some stuff. Very also normal for Fort Lauderdale, I would say. More typical. Like more people are kind of into that. You have less of the like sort of mega boom of like Miami, which is more of the like metropolis kind of area.
Yeah, I mean, just to clarify, Fort Lauderdale is only like an hour from Miami or less, depending on traffic.
Oh yeah, it could be
It-
10 minutes or 3 hours. Good
Yeah.
luck.
My mental model of Fort Lauderdale is it's a lot older people. Is that true? False? Not really.
Not very true anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Fun fact about Fort Lauderdale: it's where majority of the people that are on the Below Deck franchise, most of them live there. A lot of yachties there.
Cool.
Really?
It's like a yachty hub.
Wow. Is that where the rapper comes from?
Lil Yachty.
Little Yachty.
If you're like,
maybe.
if you work on these super yachts, right? But you're like going all over the world, do you have to pay Florida state taxes then?
Yeah, there is state tax.
Well-
There's no property taxes in Florida.
I'm trying to remember. It's
Is
been
there
a while.
income tax in Florida?
I feel like there was not, but I am not a tax expert.
Usually it depends if you're there for more than half the year.
Right.
Like people who are really doing like trying to do tax things, they like make sure there's records of like where they are in each day and like the majority of the day, so then they can have proof of like, nope, I was here for 150 days.
Well, yachting season isn't that long, so maybe. it is.
Well, so fun thing I read. I don't know why we're going deep into the yachting season, but I'm going to continue it out. Turns out the average yachting season is 6 months and not 6 weeks, as the show would have you led to believe.
Oh.
Yeah, the other the other part of that, they're actually having like doing normal yachting and not show yachting.
It's
Yeah.
also sort of the 6 months is kind of related to like the weather patterns. So like you're just going in like the best weather conditions for like these areas, right? The Caribbean, the Med, whatever.
Right.
You're in
Yeah.
for 6 months, you run your thing, and then you're out.
That definitely makes most sense because like you're already dealing with like a dangerous situation, these sharks, and then you don't want anything else to get in the way.
What?
It's true. There are a lot of shark incidents for below. No, I have not seen any shark incidents yet.
Yeah, like if it's like like the best weather, it's not gonna be like rain or storms or anything. Like it's just gonna be
I mean, you try. I don't
Yeah.
think you can really get away. Anyway, let's get back to the show. Let's get into our final contestant, Ryan. He's 28. He's an accountant from LA.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wrote down about that guy. So
He's now rep though by a professional talent agency company.
he's a professional actor.
He has it on his LinkedIn bio. I mean, not LinkedIn. Instagram bio. He's like the first 2 lines. At Sky Talent, at ERA Talent, info at talentmanagement.com. Like he's trying to make that transition.
Well, maybe he always was because he's in LA.
That's true. Yeah, he seems to be trying, real trying.
All right. So then we get into this meat of the show. So they're on this boat that they meet day one seems pretty lame. They don't really do. There's no like day one party like there usually is.
Yeah.
It's also, to be clear, this boat, to paint a little picture, is like a research boat. It is not a what you would call
Yeah.
a P Diddy style yacht or some kind
Yeah,
of
we're not
party
talking
boat.
about like below deck style.
Definitely
boat
not a
here.
below deck. boat.
Although it would be really fun to see a party on this little tiny boat.
Okay, I did write down the question. How much alcohol do you think is in this boat?
It doesn't
Decent
s-
amount.
Doesn't seem like a lot.
you don't go to sea without
No.
alcohol, Brian.
Right, but
That's
that's also
a
a
rule.
research vessel. So, like, where's the balance?
The rules still apply.
Scientists
not.
like alcohol.
Fair. Okay.
There's a lot of downtime,
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so day 2 or day 1, I don't know what they called it. They go into this like Caribbean. They go meet these Caribbean reef sharks, and they all go out snorkeling on this line, and they have to kick these sharks away. And this is where like Austin, I believe it was Austin, said, "I can't believe we're gonna do this." Like it was crazy. And this is
Crazy.
like day 1.
The dude has never been in the ocean nor seen a shark before in his life. And they're just telling him to jump out of the boat in a circle of what must be at least 30 to 50 Caribbean reef sharks.
Yeah, they're just swarming there, and he was the first one out.
And good sized ones, too. Like, I don't know, these were probably what, between 8-10 feet, right?
Yeah, they're big sharks. They're not baby sharks.
Yeah,
No, no,
they said
no.
the average was like 9.8 feet or something.
Yeah.
Like they're bigger shark than any shark I've seen, I think.
Big boys.
They're big sharks. And they said that that a line of people, sharks respect that.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting to learn. It's just like, how do you figure out that like a line of people flapping their feet makes sharks stop and respect it, but a single person, no.
Well, they made it seem like Riley went out also by himself right next to them, which is like,
That's a very good point.
so like, did he go out right next to them? If he did, it seemed like a much safer situation than they made it seem. Like, who knows these Caribbean reef shark? Like, they might not have bitten a human in their whole entire written human history. Like, who knows?
I don't think Jaws respect the line.
Yeah, but this Jaws is
For Jaws, this is the lunch buffet.
But I think that's the thing. Jaws only went after boats and single people.
Oh, that's true. He went up. He went big.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's
maybe
that
he
was the secret.
respects the line.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
That's the thing with these shows is you're like, you just like raise your eyebrows. You're like, I don't know. That is, like they have to tee it up a little bit. Whereas like a documentary can just be like, hey, we're out here. It's pretty safe. Like, but you know, you need more footage. It's not like as like overproduced. Like this show's very overproduced in that way.
I have a internet corner. Caribbean reef sharks have 27 attacks on humans, 4 of them unprovoked
Oh,
in history.
ever.
Yes.
Yeah. So it seems-
27 doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the time you just have to be like water boxing or like threatening the shark just to like evoke a reaction. So
Yeah, and like maybe it was one shark who did it 27 times.
Maybe.
You know, giving a bad name for all
What
the
an
others.
asshole.
Yeah.
he's got that human blood. He got
Man.
that taste for human
Yo,
blood.
Guys, I think that's Jaws 4.
Just,
Caribbean Jaws.
Just one bad apple.
Right. Exactly.
And that was day 1. That seemed pretty well. Like Austin struggled, but everyone else seemed to like really have a great time. It seemed.
Yeah.
So then we move on to day 2. They go to this mangroves where it's kind of like an underwater forest ish place, and there's like baby lemon sharks that like hide under these like tree root kind of things.
Mhm.
And they're there to measure and weigh them. So like day 2 was them like just like they were at a pen with a bunch of them in them, and they were like all of them picked up a shark and like tried to do some measurements. And again, Austin had trouble with this. He let the shark go and he was reprimanded. And we're moving pretty fast here. Like day 2, we're touching the sharks. We're doing like research, like baby research, but somebody needs to do. Like,
Yeah, they're getting into it.
So that was cool. And then day 3, they have is really the meat of this episode where they do 2 teams and they set up a giant gill net, which is just like a giant net to catch the fish in the water, sharks. So they catch these sharks and then they catch them, put them in a bucket, bring them to a boat, weigh them, tag them, and let them go. And that was kind of the end of the episode. There was a couple minor drama going on in here.
Power struggles.
Somebody being
Juliana.
somebody being
Definitely.
very Miami.
Juliana and Brad.
We gotta get into the Juliana Brad situation,
Go
right?
ahead, do it.
Oh my god. So Juliana, who we've well been over, is very Miami. Really is like just taking on like team lead, taking on that role, right by the horns. And Brad seems to also be really won that team lead role, and he's not really excited about it, but he's kind of giving it a go. But Juliana not having any of it. It's like, why is this thing not working? I got this plan. What are you gonna do? Blah blah blah. Just constantly. And then, of course, Brian, what must it be? It's because Brad's a man. That's clearly the problem.
I mean, usually a good attribution.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's not because he's a guy.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Juliana was very quick to go there. So we got there, and that's really kind of like the whole thing. It just kind of keeps playing out for like a really long time.
And it's
And-
never really resolved in this episode.
Really isn't.
No.
Just keeps going.
I
And Brad's
mean-
getting frustrated. Juliana's getting frustrated. They're not doing great. They're not getting a shark for a long time.
I mean, and Riley knows. Like Riley's like, oh, these people are bickering. Can't have any of this. We need team cohesion here. But we're in a reality show, so we can't have team cohesion.
No.
So we're in a catch-22.
That's always every reality team show. Tell me about the communication. There's a communication breakdown. What wasn't there?
Yeah.
Every
Well-
show.
Well, it's interesting because the team that we're in, I believe this was their team that didn't put the gill net in straight.
Right.
Yeah.
That was much of the debate.
Yeah, I believe this was also the team that like the gill net was in 15 minutes, and they got reprimanded because you have to check this gill net every 15 minutes. If you leave the shark in too long, it could die,
Yeah.
as they claim.
Yeah.
We're
The sharks got to keep swimming to stay alive. That's how they like breathe and
That's
like
true,
do all
the
that
gills.
stuff.
Really?
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
that's why they're always swimming, even when they're like sleeping.
I didn't know that.
Fun
Yep.
fact.
you haven't watched a lot of Shark Week, have you? No,
I've not watched Shark Week.
Yeah, so that's kind of the grueling part of this challenge, right? They got to check the net or walk up and down this like really long. Like,
Yeah.
How long was it? It was like 25 yards or more.
it was long.
It was, yeah.
Like sizable and
Yeah.
in the water. So you're just trudging through this muddy, deep water at night, which I don't know if we've mentioned.
We
It's like
didn't
10
mention
p.m.
it was like 6 hours. It was like a long time. It was
long.
like
Yeah.
they set it up at like 5, and at like 10 p.m. they were halfway through. So like they didn't show what time it was when they stopped, but like it was a long time.
Yeah.
I have a pet peeve with this bickering situation. Here's my pet peeve. So the other team gets it perfectly straight, setting this gill net, but they never clarify. There's never any mention of like what they did to like do that correctly. And Juliana also was just kind of arguing, but never offered a solution. And I don't know if this was just producing, and so that's kind of my pet peeve.
I also don't know what does it fucking matter if it's straight? And B, can't you just pull it taut like any other string and then it's straight?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter.
It
This
really
bickering doesn't matter.
Right.
Like none of this really fucking matters. Can you catch the shark? Can you get the shark? Can you put it in the bucket? Can you measure the shark?
Right.
Can you
it
tag
seemed like
the
they were
shark?
worried about stuff for like no reason. And they're like, all right, I don't get it.
Well,
I mean, it was just them putting shit that normally doesn't matter into the reality show because there was nothing else to fill the time.
I think it needs to be straight to get the most coverage.
yeah, I mean, but like you're walking this thing every 15 minutes. Just walk it straight.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like what do you? Like, it's not like you're gonna walk this thing anyway.
It's like, all right, this time I got to the end. Let me give it a good pull.
Let me walk this S curve, and just because that's how it's set up. Like we can't move it.
I don't want to keep walking.
Just like this is my main complaint with the show is just like this manufacturer drama that it didn't need.
It really
It's
did.
just like, oh, we'll all stand in a little trouble. Like these guys had a little fight, but like they did it overall really cool, good. But like Riley didn't say that. He just focused on the negative. Like this could be a very positive show.
They
Yeah.
could grade pottery this, and I would have a blast.
Yeah.
No, you can't grade pottery this show. There's no way because the pottery show in that line of reality, you're bringing like real experts to demonstrate their craft. This is more of like taking the gumshoes and trying to turn them into experts.
Sure, but you can have people building each other up and helping each other and not
Yes.
normal American reality bullshit.
Mm.
And I think I like American reality bullshit a lot, and I think it doesn't fit this format at all.
Mm.
Personally.
I see what you're saying.
Like
it's okay you drop that shark. It's okay. You'll measure it next time.
Yeah.
Bob Ross this.
I mean, to be clear, I don't think that you need to baby the contestants.
No.
Like, you could still make it a teaching moment.
Yeah.
But that's different from, like, focusing on this, like, meaningless drama stuff.
Yeah, but like, okay, but you also don't need to like say, "Oh, you fucked up." You know you messed up. Like, why? Just build them up. Like, you'll get it next time.
Yeah, I feel like Discovery doesn't have enough money to deviate from the reality playbook. They probably just give to every producer and be like, follow this. Insert shark, insert horse, insert donkey, insert a cat. Just follow the goddamn playbook.
But like this does deviate though. They're not kicking anyone
Does
off.
it? That's true. You're right.
So like it's not like, oh well, we gotta like really build up this Austin problems
yeah.
because we're kicking Austin off.
I have a
You
theory.
don't need to do that.
I have a theory on how come. The PDF was too large, so they had to cut out the last chapter. And they had to make it up on the fly, and they got it wrong.
What?
The
You're-
reality playbook. The PDF was too large.
She really went deep in the playbook.
You're
Okay.
making too many. You're going too deep on the metaphors in your head. That was terrible.
I'm giving
That was
myself-
terrible, Noah.
Oh no!
You better bring it up. Get better next time. We've only done 200 and some of these things.
It's
We
okay,
need you
Noah.
to be better.
It's okay, Noah. You'll get it next time.
Thank
You'll
you,
land it.
Brian. Thank you. I'm gonna join the Brian Pottery show.
Yeah.
Screw this other American show.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's kind of the whole episode, really.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting at the interstitials. Like people were playing cards, and it looked like people are going in and out to do their interstitials in their bedroom because it seems to be there's not a lot of room on this boat. It's a small boat.
I can't believe they were doing the confessionals just in their bunk room. That's a 4-person bunk room. Like, I can't get over this. This is some tight quarters on this boat.
Oh yeah.
Like, these people do not know each other, and they are living very tight. And 2 of the women brought so many clothes.
Yeah,
Which we
where's-
gotta talk
where
about.
is
yeah.
all that? Where is all that stuff?
In the ocean now.
Okay.
Throw it
here's my-
overboard.
It's
okay,
not.
Here's the real question I have. What the hell did the producers of the show tell the people to pack? Or, like, what do these people think they were showing up to? Because they arrived on a plane in the Bahamas, and these people were, like, wearing jackets and, like, full double, like, humongous suitcases. Like, what is going on?
You hear that you're going to be on a reality show in the Bahamas, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be going to
Love
you
Island.
know, parties in paradise or
Mhm.
something.
Not
You
even
know?
that. Like, they just missed the detail about the boat. Like, I would definitely be like, yeah, we're just going on expeditions every single day.
I
and then
would-
coming back.
I would have shown up, and I would have expected a more baller boat. If I'm going to be completely honest,
That's fair.
Right.
One person did say as they were getting on the like boat is like, "Oh, I've never lived on a boat before," so they knew they were living on a boat. They maybe assumed it was like a
baller boat.
Below deck.
below deck style boat and not like a research boat, which is considerably smaller.
Yeah, but it makes sense because like the whole thing, he's trying to find someone to join his research team, right? Like, so it's very appropriate.
Well, that's what I want to know. Like, do the contestants, do they know, like, when they were packing their clothes? Because, like, part of me is just like, this was irrelevant. The producer could have totally just avoided this and been like, here's your outfits. Like, it's all just, like, research uniforms or whatever, right? And, like, none of this matters.
That's not how that works.
No. Here's what you do. You get those research uniforms, you get sponsorships, put that all over the place, and you're making money.
It's like life aquatic.
What for the 10,000 people that watch this show, Brian?
Yeah.
10,000? What do you think? This is successful?
Yeah, no way.
This is, I mean, like Discovery. If you're on Discovery itself, probably like I don't know, a really good show is probably a 1, maybe a 0.5.
This is Discovery Plus.
Yeah, that's why I gave it a 0.01.
Yeah.
Like I
know.
feel like that's a valid ranking for how many people, and people love Shark Week though. This premiered on
true.
Shark Week. It probably got a lot more than 10,000. I was
yeah.
lowballing it.
Yeah. They had the Jackass Sharks,
Yeah,
right?
we should have done that. We didn't know that existed
yeah.
before this.
And they had what's her name? Tiffany Haddish Shark, I think, type thing going on.
Like,
What?
if you really love Shark, and this was also Shark Week, I believe, was free on Discovery Plus.
Oh wow,
Game changer.
that's a good
so,
hook.
like, you could have easily watched this. Anyway, no one cares because we don't have any information on what that is.
No,
But I forgot where we were going with this. Oh, the one thing about with their outfits is that they got chastised because the women came out in like bikinis and like
Denim shorts.
denim shorts, and he's like, "You're gonna be in water for 8 hours or whatever, and you're coming out in denim shorts." And then they got chastised. They got made fun of because they brought a change of outfit with them.
And it's like, well, what do you want?
Yeah.
I think they just didn't tell them what they were doing for the like.
Yeah.
So it's like 6 a.m. You're like, all right, get dressed and get on a boat, and they don't tell you what you're gonna do. You're like, all right, I guess. What do I wear for this thing? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
There was a big "let's get dressed up" montage, but that was probably hammed up by the producers themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's also this fact that you're going to be on this reality show and you want them followers. So you got to look good for them followers. So you got to wearing those bikinis. Can't be wearing them shirts. Like, that's just, that's how this works.
I feel like this is where Ren really like struck gold. Ren's like, I packed very light. I brought a bunch of like research attire. I'm good to go.
Well, I mean, I think she's naive to the reality show game here that she's in.
That's
She's
so
inadvert-
refreshing. I like it.
She's inadvertently stepped herself into this. But the thing is that we have other people that know exactly what they're in for and exactly goals that they want. Like, they might really want this shark thing, but if the shark thing doesn't work out, you just become like Noah's mom, an influencer, and like sell all the shark stuff,
Yeah. I still feel like, why not bring a change of clothes? It's just an extra pair of clothes. Like, what does it matter?
I don't know. Because they're dressed very inappropriately. Like, bringing it,
But
like
it's
a
also
change.
just a bikini. Like, it takes like
It wasn't
0.2
the-
inches of room.
I don't think it was the bikini that was really the problem. I think it was the jeans.
Yeah, that was dumb. But who cares?
I also don't
Jean
care.
shorts are always a fashion faux pas. You never jean shorts.
true.
To be clear, Brian, we don't care. It's just the producers made such a point of making it a thing on the show that this all could have just easily been avoided if these people were told like, hey, this is the plan for the day. You're gonna go be in the water for 12 hours. Like, you should probably dress appropriately.
I think it just shows how much the producers fucked up in trying to guess how good the show would be. They had 72 hours of content. They needed to fill 44 minutes or whatever it was. They couldn't even find enough shit to put in, so they had to go to this.
But we can talk about this production schedule right now.
Oh.
They say this thing is 6 weeks long, but we only saw 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Unclear what day one really was. But, that's a lot. That's like very little for like a, 6 week long thing. Like if this keeps going, you're going to have, how many episodes is that? That's a lot of episodes.
It's about 12.
It's like 12 episodes.
give or take.
There's
yeah.
no way I'd watch this thing for 12 episodes.
No, that'd be tough.
It's exactly 14. But yeah, like I don't even think it's like gonna continue past 6. Like, they got to be doing time
Like,
skips.
it's definitely got one episode a week sounds perfect. Like, then you don't need to have this forced drama. It's just like them training and more training and more like there's too much forced drama in this show. It's really what it comes down to.
Why do you always have to add this bullshit?
Because that's what people want.
It's the PDF.
Give them what they want.
Give the people what they want, Brian. Should we get to questions?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Let's move it along.
All right. Who's the worst person?
Juliana next.
It's Juliana.
Juliana.
You're right.
So are we saying that if you're very Miami, you're the worst human being?
No, just if you're this lady.
What if you're Riley and you're saying you're a doctor, but you're not a doctor?
Oh, then you're a hot garbage person, and I hope you catch COVID.
Yeah, I really hope he
Whoa.
is.
Whoa.
But it also looks like he's been able to parlay this. Like, on his Instagram, he claims to be the executive producer of Shark Week. The whole fucking week.
He could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, kudos to him for, like, parlaying, whether it was true or not. I mean, at least he does have a master's in it, so he's got some bona fides. Is that like the kids say?
I don't know what to believe anymore. Is it all a lie?
Yeah, who knows? But
What's real?
So the internet
yeah.
corner, you still don't have any extra information on. for this.
I mean, I assumed his own website would have like really screwed it in, or at least his LinkedIn. Neither, and I don't. What else am I gonna? I mean, I guess I could go to the University of Auckland and try to see like if they
Yeah.
publish people who graduated a PhD program. I didn't go that step, and that'd be a little difficult on my phone.
Did you ever find out if that guy was a real actor or not?
Yeah, he is. So Brad is a real actor. He's been in a lot of things. I think probably a bunch of small parts, but he has a pretty long list of filmography going back for almost a decade.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing we didn't really talk about is that like there's a good mix of people that are like 30s and 20s, which a lot of these shows are usually filled with, a lot of people in their early 20s because they can take a couple months off work and like do these reality shows. And it seems like the people in their 30s like really have to want to do this. Like it's like really gotta take a
People
stab.
quit
at-
their jobs for this show.
yeah.
No, I mean, if let's say the show's 6 weeks, maybe you gotta do 7 weeks. Like,
Yeah, but you still gotta that 6-7 weeks is like, you gotta take a sabbatical. Your job's
oh
gonna,
yeah,
like
like
your
it's-
job's gotta let you do it. Like
Yeah.
it's not just like a hey, I'm gonna quit my job at Costco so I can go be on this show.
yeah. So yeah, Brad's a real actor. Look him up on the Instagrams. I do find it funny on his Instagram. He changed his name. His name's like Brad Bedingfield or something. I forgot his last name. But on his Instagram, it's like Brad quote unquote Shark Bedingfield. whatever.
That's funny. All right, so then we got Apex downgrade for the host, Mr. Riley. This is Apex, right?
Well, who knows
Yeah.
what to believe? I don't know
But
what's
like,
real.
if he's the executive, if he's an executive producer of all of Shark Week,
Right. But then again, like if you're the executive producer of Shark Week and you don't give yourself a show, what are you doing?
well, I mean, he's probably the executive producer because he gives himself his own show.
Chicken
Yeah,
egg
it's his
situation.
show. I'd say it's probably Apex for him. Like,
Okay, I'm fine with that.
you don't quit 6 weeks of your research or like to train these people for like if you really love research. Like if research is like your passion and goal, like this is like your money. This is your way of like.
So you fund that research.
Yeah, no, you're
but,
funding it, but like,
Let's be clear. He has not stopped his research. This is his research. Like he just got other people to help him with it.
yeah, but like,
Mm.
there's a difference between like training people for 6 weeks and like doing your own 6 weeks. Like,
Totally.
you're doing a lot less research.
Okay, what if his research is how do humans react to being bitten by sharks?
Oh.
He's doing his research and they're his experiments.
That would be amazing. If he gets his PhD because of the show, that would be great.
all along, they were the experiment.
What a twist.
So okay, like I don't know if we got to get into some point. This is pretty minutia, but
Sure.
what the hell are the stakes of this show?
the minor
You
minutia
get to
moment.
join his crew.
Yeah, you get to work with him.
There are no stakes. He could say you win, and then the next day, like you're fired because you're not good.
It
enough.
is Shark Tank, not. It is The Apprentice
Right.
for Riley. That is the pitch.
Like you win the show and you get to join his team for a quote expedition.
Yeah.
Okay, I know how to make James understand what the stakes are.
Oh, I understand.
No.
I'm just in shock.
No, okay. Consider the following. You go on a reality show. Who hosts it? It's Turtle. And he says, if you win, you can join my entourage.
Oh.
That's basically what's going on here.
Yeah, but like
I compared it to the movie Invincible.
But the thing is like all these shows where you get to be part of like the crew or like you get to be in this company or you get a shot at being in this company. It's like it rarely works out for those people to be in the company. Like sometimes it does. Like the Creature Shop Challenge, I think that people
He's still there.
he's still working at
Oh yeah.
at Jim Henson's
Mhm.
company, but like it never worked out for anyone. The Apprentice, like the like
No, what about Omarosa?
Yeah, she went to the White House. It worked out.
did she win The Apprentice?
No.
She did not.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I was just like, I was like, I'm pretty sure she didn't win. It's just like those things rarely work out, and this is just a way for him to fund this research. Really,
Do you think they're gonna bring The Apprentice back?
No.
Obviously not with the scumbag.
they did.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
with
already brought it
Schwarzenegger.
back.
Oh right.
Where have you been?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then that was it.
Yeah, it was only one season.
I feel like Mark Cuban could hold the show. I could see it being
Mark
I just-
Cuban wants nothing to do with Donald Trump. He
Yeah.
hates the guy.
No, but
He doesn't want anything to do with that brand.
I think he'll steal it and make it. They won't call it The Apprentice, they'll call it The Mentor or some bullshit.
Well, yeah, he'll just do his own show. He has nothing to do with The Apprentice, and so it's not The Apprentice.
But it'll be held. Whatever.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
You got.
Any other favorite minor minutia? Brian, you got one?
I really loved that Juliana would like dragging that suitcase through the ocean, and there were so many other ways you could do this. Like you can kind of just like float it. You could like put it on top of your head so it doesn't get wet. Like, but she's just like dragging it. Like
like with the wheels, like a
Yeah.
normal, like a normal suitcase.
One part of the episode I really liked was when it ended.
That could be one. I liked when anytime the like Riley had an interstitial or like his
Oh,
like
fuck.
interviews, it was like they used like some sort of weird lens where like his face is huge.
It takes up
It
takes up all the y-axis. It's insane.
It was so hard to like pay attention or care what he says because it was so big. It was very jarring.
I'm gonna go minutia that didn't happen. Twist this up a little bit. The want to hear Baby Shark during the amount of times they say Baby Lemon Shark on the show is very strong.
There is
And-
no way you can pay that licensing fee. Like, even for like a second, like, no way.
right, but they could have made like something that's like close to it, you know, not do
There's
it.
like a million different versions of Baby Shark on YouTube. What do you mean? Like you can't get like the billion view Baby Shark version. You can make your own version.
I personally,
It's like a folk song.
I did not even make that connection at all, which is wild because I absolutely should have. I just didn't.
Yeah. For everyone who's listening, that song will leave your head about tomorrow.
All right. We got drinking rules. I mean, we got to do the classic. Anytime you see them drink, you drink, which I
Yeah.
feel like it's going to happen. Didn't happen this
They
episode.
didn't drink that. Yeah, that's
Didn't happen in this episode. But as James pointed out, they're on a boat. There's going to be a party night, and it's going to happen, and you're going to have to drink.
Well, they alluded to that flirting will take place in this season.
Yeah, we'll see. Noah, what's your drinking rule?
Every time you learn something about a shark, take a drink.
All right, Brian, what do you got?
Finish your drink if you see Andre with a shirt.
Max, you got a drink?
Nah.
Drink. Good drinking. Anytime you see a shark, take a drink.
Oh, buddy.
Anytime you repeat a word said in a New Zealand accent, take a drink.
Oh, that's gonna kill me.
Damn.
Maybe this is just me, but every time you forget if it's Elliot Riley or Riley Elliot, take a drink.
James, you good?
Well, you kind of stumped mine, which was going to be every time someone says the word shark on the show,
Oh,
take a
that's
sip.
so many.
No.
Well, you said every time you see a shark.
There's
So,
a-
okay,
yeah.
wait. To
There's
clarify
like
your
20
rule,
sharks
though-
in a scene.
Yeah,
Right.
no. Every time there's a scene with a shark, not
Oh, okay.
the like
Not every
number
shark.
of sharks you see
Okay.
on one scene. It's like, oh, there's a shark scene. Take a drink,
Okay.
and like they cut away, they come back. You can take another drink. I don't care.
So
How drunk do you
hard
wanna be?
mode will be every time someone says shark. Hard mode.
Or for every shark you see.
Or for every shark you see.
Yes, Brian.
I have a suggested question. What is everyone's favorite shark fact from this show? Did anybody write me down?
Shark fact.
Yeah,
There,
Um,
there
there
was not a
weren't-
lot.
That many shark facts.
There were a lot of shark facts. It was like, oh yeah, average thing like this.
I got one. You can tell it's a male if it has two flaps.
2 graspers.
Yeah, thank you.
I like the fact that that one shark was only ever attacked a human 27 times.
Yeah, fact.
Fact. Not we learned in this episode of Who Put This On, not necessarily this episode of TV.
That like Caribbean ridge shark will detect
Reef.
your heartbeat. Reef shark will only can detect your heartbeat from 3 feet away
3
when you're-
feet.
when
3
you're right
feet,
in front of
guys.
it.
3 feet.
Yo, that's 3 feet more than you got.
Oh, that's way more than can't detect it on 2 inches from you.
COVID did not treat that shark well.
Nope.
No.
If I had a tool, I could probably do it like much further than 3 feet.
Maybe. And what kind of tool?
Like, I don't know,
Spy thing.
something to do it.
A
Like,
giant stethoscope.
Giant stethoscope is probably
Yeah.
right.
I learned that baby lemon shark was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know what a lemon shark was.
No idea.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
and I'm curious, is there a lime shark? No idea.
Seems unlikely.
Yeah, when the baby lemon shark leaves the lot, does it just break down? Who knows?
All right, we haven't done this question in a while, but what
I get
show?
it.
What's the show's parents? What shows inspired this show? We talked about The Apprentice.
Yes. And the parents are very clear. Super clear.
What are they?
It's Shark Week and The Apprentice had a baby pop out the show.
Here's the one thing. I can't think of any other shows where nobody gets knocked off.
That's true.
It's pretty
I'm
rare.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not aware of any.
So
Like a below deck kind of thing where
But it's not
there's
competition.
but there's a winner at the end.
No.
No, I'm not saying that there is, but in that show, but like it's if below deck there was a
Right.
winner at the end.
There's definitely some hints or similarities with Below Deck, but pretty minimal. Like, you know, the fact that they're on the boat, they're living, like that kind of stuff is like reminiscent, but and the drama, like obviously a bunch of the drama.
I feel like the drama. They're really hinting at that.
I mean, there
relationship.
was this season on some hot tub action, so got to tune in for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only show that comes to mind is what we did. What's in Beast Month? We've got to throw it out to Beast Month. What we're doing. 2 shows ago, Alone the Beast. The contestants don't get kicked off; they just have to survive.
but it's a very different format of one episode is different contestants.
Totally different. But I'm trying to rack my head on.
But,
any
like-
of the shows, right?
That show you were out 30 days for one episode. This one's 6 weeks. That's not much longer than 30 days.
No.
This is 3 days an episode.
I know.
Same amount of time too.
All right. Penultimate question. Would this show be better as a Quibi?
Yeah,
You think so?
just each Quibi isn't a challenge.
Yeah. There's 30 Quibi, or there's.
I don't know. I feel like you'd lose interest so quickly because you'd watch 1 or 2 and be like, okay, like. I
Are
get
you
what's going
saying
on.
you are going to keep interest if you watch this?
I'm just saying this show has more potential to like give you give you some of those hooks to keep you coming back.
Sure.
I agree. I think there's eight people. Just it doesn't work as a Quibi. If it was like 2 people, you could maybe do it as a Quibi.
Also, I was thinking the same thing. Like, you can get away with this Apprentice meets Shark Week thing, but you have to like, do like 1 person focus, 2 people max. You can't introduce 8 people in a Quibi and keep
It just
going.
doesn't work.
No.
All right.
8 people plus the crew, like it's too many people. There were so
Yeah.
many people.
Who's gonna remember Elliot Riley?
All right. Let's get into our favorite question. We got ratings. So we do a stack.
It's the psych out. I thought it was gonna be, would it be better if they're naked?
We don't do that question
Damn it.
normally.
The sharks are already naked.
Right, the sharks are naked. Why aren't the people naked?
Because then it's easier to bite their genitalia, and that is not a show I want to watch.
I mean, they did show a lot of skin in this show that they don't necessarily need to show.
it's a reality show on Discovery.
The camera guy had a
Oh my
heavy
God.
camera, it seemed like.
The camera guy was having a ball.
Yeah.
He definitely seemed to be like a weird, like, there's a butt person or like a boob person. There's a lot of like vagina shots. It was
Yeah.
very weird.
I mean, moreover, you know how like in the cartoons, the Tom and Jerry, the cat, his eyes come out and looks at the boobs and then they scan down and they go back up again. Awooga, yeah. That's kind of what was going on here. Very awooga.
There was too much. Discovery's gotta tone it down.
Although, I think we're putting blame in the wrong place.
Mm.
As we recall, this is 72 hours of footage. They condensed it to 40 minutes or
So
something.
it's the editor.
It is the editor.
I mean, I would be bored after 24 hours too.
Is that a banned Looney Tune at this point? The Awooga person?
No, that's all of them.
All right. Anyway, so we do a stack ranking system. We do top, middle, bottom, third compared to other reality shows, and some people might stack rank in their stack ranks. Max, what do you got for me?
Bottom third, top of the bottom. I was pretty bored, but the format has some promise, I guess.
Brian, what do you got for me?
I'm gonna do bottom of the middle. Like, there was nothing compelling about it, but I always like learning about this stuff.
Noah, what do you got for me?
Bottom show, middle of the bottom. The only thing I think that redeems the show a little bit is there's like a hint, like a sprinkle of education in here, which is somewhat interesting, but they really drop the ball on there. They don't have a focus. So they try and do education, try and do apprentice, trying to do like a expose on Riley. Who the fuck knows? All over the place, trying to squeeze it in.
What do you mean? It's a competition between these 8 people.
Yeah.
They-
High level premise I get, but the way they're executing all over. Bottom show, middle of the bottom.
James, what do you got for me?
So I actually like the show, but I'm gonna build on what Noah. And it's basically gonna be a middle, but top of the middle. Really, just for the two things: the manufactured drama, and the show just doesn't know. I feel like it doesn't know what it wants to be.
Hmm.
It tries to be a mashup of like 6 to 8 different types of things, and I think like the editors were just confused and like didn't know quite the direction.
Sure.
And so I think it like that's what like kind of notched it down. But overall, like I generally enjoyed it. It was pretty watchable. I could see watching another one. You know, just a little less excited for some of those things, but I don't know. I might give it another go. Overall, pretty good.
Yeah, I'm on your front, James. I think the show was entertaining. I liked watching these people with sharks and interact with sharks. I'm kind of waffling between middle and top third, to be honest with you. I think I agree that the forced drama really, really sucks the show down, and they could just speed the show up a lot. My fear is that this is a 14 episode show, and it really only could survive like 6. So, yeah, fuck it. Top third, we'll put it at the top. You know, season 6 really balling this year. Season 5, terrible.
Awful.
Terrible season. But we're getting some bangers this year.
I will say this show, I feel like it's a bit more across the board than most of our shows.
Yeah.
We're usually in like 2 buckets, not 3.
No, well, I am bucking the trend here.
Do it.
We watch too much garbage to not put things that I find entertaining in the top third.
I'd almost be willing to even hedge the bet of like if the show was only for sure like 6 episodes, I'd almost be willing to say it's a top like right on the spot. But like
Whoa.
it's very borderline for me, like to be clear.
Yeah, it is definitely borderline. I think the forced drama definitely pulls it down a little bit.
Bold proclamations from James Rohal.
Max, you have well, that's it for our discussion this week. Max, you have a shout out this week?
Not particularly, no.
Brian, you got a shout out?
I finished The Mole season 2.
Oh.
It's way better.
Way better than season
Whoa.
1?
Yeah, I think that like they leaned into a lot of the craziness that they like. There was not many like random challenges in season 1.
Is it better than this show?
Yeah,
Is it better than Taskmaster?
no, definitely not.
Brian, I've heard the New Zealand Taskmaster is really good.
Ooh.
I might dive into those after these other ones because I'm diving into like the COVID years of Taskmaster.
Oh. Noah, you have a shout out this week?
Yeah, I got 2. One, I have started on VJ's recommendation, Manifest on Netflix.
Ooh, how's it going?
It's all right. It's
Okay,
okay.
not quite the hype, but like okay.
I think it's just not for me. Which is a bit to do with it. But
Anything in particular is like not for you?
it's this mix of like, I don't know what the right term is, like maybe sci-fi or fantasy. Like, I just don't really get into that much.
Is it trying to be Lost?
I never watched Lost, but I believe it is.
Okay.
The other show I'm gonna recommend. It's not really a show. It's a segment on Late Night with Seth Meyers. But I've been watching it for years. It's called Closer Look. If you're not familiar with it, YouTube it. Closer Look. It's a nice, healthy dose of political rant. It's excellent.
James, you got a shout out?
I do. I do have to mention, like, if you've listened to this podcast this long, like, I really just want to go play some Maneater right now, which is a shark RPG video game. So, like, just after watching so much sharks and talking about it, I gotta dip into that.
You gotta eat some people with some sharks, huh?
Gotta. No, wait. You say eat some? Yeah, eat the people with the sharks. Correct. You play as a shark, and it's great.
Yeah.
The apex predator. Yeah. So my shout out though, I just stumbled into the show, but I kind of knew about it, and it's been on my list for a little bit. Finally dipped into it last night. It's called Brockmire. It's basically a fictional show about Jim Brockmire, who is a character played by Hank Azaria, who does the voice of The Simpsons and like a bunch of other stuff. And he has taken on this persona in the show where it's like a failed baseball announcer who basically his wife cheated on him really quickly, and he like has a falling out in the stadium, like makes all sorts of inappropriate comments over the air, quits his job, explores the world. Now he's back. And he's at this like minor league, like below like bottom barrel of like the teams, and he's doing like PA announcing, and it's wildly funny and super well done. And I'm just enjoying like the ride it's been on. I've watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I would highly recommend.
What's it on? I love Hank Azaria.
I watched it on Hulu,
Okay.
but I don't know if you like need TV or like whatever. But I watched
Sure.
on Hulu.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Google recommends to watch it on Pluto TV.
There you
Oh,
go.
Of
boy.
course. It's on Hulu. Hulu seems to be most accessible. or YouTube TV.
Okay.
So it seems like a TV. You need the TV service for that.
Hmm.
Side note: VJ was very concerned about Manifest not getting picked up. There was a news story that 2 networks are fighting over picking up Manifest, Netflix and something else. Don't remember off the top of my head. So the chances to get picked up are pretty high. So if you're concerned about picking it up because of that, there you go. My only shout out this week is the Fear Street trilogy on Netflix. It's a trilogy of movies and they all kind of interconnect with each other, and they came out week by week like a month ago. And they're really interesting. It's a really cool concept. I think they were a little long, so you could kind of take breaks, watch them from home. They're on Netflix. But I thought that they ended really well and they were really compelling. And the second one is really good. If you like slasher movies, very good. And that's it for us this week. You can find us on Twitter at whobuthison. You can find us on Facebook.com/whobuthison. You can email us questions and suggestions at whobuthison@gmail.com.
Tag 'em, bag 'em, and study 'em. The story of Shark Academy.